start with the ceramic iDrive button upgrade. It should be hopefully fairly easy. As you can see, I got the carbon fiber, this console trim piece. You gotta be super careful with these because they are super hard to find. It's discontinued, and just gotta be, gotta be very careful. So what I do, I found works best, is get like a plastic wedge trim tool and just pry right here. And at the same time, you gotta lift up right here. I'm gonna do with the, I don't have ways to hand the phone up right now, but I will, like I say, you just wedge it very carefully. If you got a normal plastic trim, it's no problem. It comes up really easily. Carbon's fits a little tighter, but you just pull, pry on the wedge tool, and just lift this up at the same time, and it's gonna come right up. I'll show you. I'll be right back in just. Okay, so this is it. It's where we at. It came up right there. It's moving. Just gotta pry up right here a little bit, right there a little bit. Very careful because this thing is expensive. Okay, so at this point, now that everything comes up, there's gonna be a couple plugs right below there, right under there, and we just connect the plugs, and that's it. It lifts up. Be right back with you. Now I got this trim piece with the iDrive and these buttons in my hand. You will see 3 Torxes. It appears to be maybe T20-ish, maybe T25. So those big Torxes, just gonna undo them and bolt up our new iDrive and see if it's gonna work. It should work. Here's what I got. I got the iDrive from the X550i in ceramic, and this is my factory iDrive, and they all have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. These top buttons are one piece, so hopefully that should work. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna connect this as well as the just semi-install the trim back and just make sure everything works and it doesn't do anything crazy. Make sure all the functions work. It should. Part numbers about the same. I know they're a little different because of the ceramic option, but we're about to see what's going on with this. So what I've noticed was different about the iDrive from X550i, which was late 16, and my X5M is actually 2018. Pardon the fan noise, it's super hot here. So what I've noticed is the buttons are different, the button functions are. So when I hit the buttons, they go on the iDrive on the screen as what they should be from the old iDrive. So I'm going to try to swap this out. It is fairly easy to unsnap these buttons from the old original iDrive. It's just those ears. You very, very carefully bend them out, and I use my plastic wedge tool. So I'm going to remove these back out again and try to unsnap those buttons and get them out the way. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll get back with you in just a few. Hopefully, that's pretty much the only thing I see stopping me from everything functioning like it should. So should be a fairly easy deal. So I'm gonna undo this thing again. I just test fit everything. I have not snapped it back in yet, so I'm gonna take this back out, unplug, take this out, and try to snap the buttons out. I could try to do it here, but I would rather have the iDrive in my hand and just do it on my time. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. So now I'm going to be installing the climate control, which I got lucky enough. I got the climate from 50i that actually has heated and air-cooled seats. So hopefully it's going to be just a direct swap. All the buttons look identical. Everything looks the same. Opposed to the iDrive that actually has 2 buttons reversed. I think it was phone and navigation, which is not a big deal for me. I can swap out buttons, but the buttons would not fit, so I'm just gonna let it roll as is for now. So to remove the climate control is gonna be pretty easy. You're gonna get this cover. What did I do with the cover? I had it's in my lap. Okay, so the cover goes right there, and you pretty much reach all the way under there and pull it, and it's gonna unsnap. It just snaps right there. And the USB port, it's basically a couple prongs that you're gonna pry apart, and it's gonna fall out. So all we gotta do right now is remove this plastic trim. And actually, one more thing, I like working on trim inside the car all the trim work in the summertime. It's crazy hot, but at the same time plastic is much more pliable, so likely we're not going to damage it by removing it. So to get this trim off, you're pretty much gonna use the same plastic, that orange wedge that I got there, and we're just gonna pry it and pull it, and it comes off really easily. So once this is out of the way, it's gonna be a few plugs, plug here, plug there, I think, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna get this carbon fiber, all that trim out of the way, and it's gonna expose 2 T20 Torxes there and a few plugs. But I'll be right back with you. So I recommend just prying right here, just slide your fingers under this trim, and it comes off really easily. So I'm gonna go back in the driver's seat, so I'll be able to unplug those 2 plugs for the start button, as well as the lane departure, whichever the button, and a hazard lights. But that's pretty much it. That's all we need to do at this point. So with the trim piece out the way, all we got, as I mentioned before, we got 2 T20s there. We're gonna undo T20s. I can actually undo them right now. And hopefully we don't drop that screw anywhere. Be very careful. 1, 2. And this thing should come right off, hopefully. Maybe light pull. Comes off. Gotta be very careful with that leather. Very careful. There you go. Oops. Alright, so we got a couple of plugs. Got those sliding locks. Just slide lock off and press and pull. And then we're gonna compare the units, and we're gonna clean everything in the area. And we're just gonna swap it out. Okay, so ideally, plugs look the same. Part numbers on the actual unit look the same. Part numbers on the BMW, this is ceramic buttons, look a little different. I do hope it's gonna work, because the part number difference would be probably the difference in the actually ceramic options and some mechanical internals. That's all. So we're about to find out. I'm about to plug it up and make sure it all works. Okay, just want to update. Nice and clean fit. Everything fit perfect. I cleaned all the edges, cleaned all the trim. Everything was excellent. All the buttons, everything works. So far, what I got different is this phone and navigation buttons are reversed. Everything else is perfectly fine. It's not a big deal for me, because I don't use navigation. I use navigation on my cell phone, and obviously when I call, it goes straight to my phone. I don't use these buttons. Otherwise, everything is perfect fit. So the reason I took all these pieces off is I dropped one of those metal snap clips in the hole there, so I had to take a bunch of stuff apart. But I'm about to throw it all together. It should be fairly easy, and I'll be back with the final result. So everything, I am super happy. Everything feels super solid. Everything is definitely very nice. Very nice. That's how it should have came from factory. All the ceramic, or some people call it black chrome buttons. But I'll be back with you. Here's the setup. All ceramic buttons, ceramic shifter. The point of ceramic, I think it feels heavier, it feels thicker. It just feels expensive. I love the feel. The only difference in the whole setup that I got was this iDrive. The buttons were reversed, 2 buttons. I think it was the phone and the navigation. That's all. Everything else is straightforward, very easy plug and play. I got a rear climate control, which I'm going to install just separately. But all in all, is I got lucky. I got this climate control with the air cooled and heated seats, and everything else was fairly easy install, and it looks and feels A+. It's just fire. I love it. Thank y'all so much, and see you next time.